All right, and we are live. All right, good. I think we're streaming on every platform now, so that's going good. Looks like it's trying to start on Facebook also. There it goes. All right, Facebook is also live, so we're streaming on everything all at once. Hopefully we get a nice, good chat in both of these. So I now have YouTube and Facebook streaming concurrently. Hoping I made this public. I think I did. Are we public on the Facebook? Right. It doesn't always tell me. I thought I set it to public. I don't see any views yet. Yeah, we're set to public. So I wonder what, there we go. Now we got people trickling in. All right, good. We got people trickling in on YouTube finally, no one trickling in on Facebook, but I'm just going to run these streams concurrently. Just going to do my best to answer questions because I'm streaming on both. I'm going to avoid any profanity, any conversations that are problematic. So there's going to be nothing allowed pretty much in terms, I'm not going to answer any questions that are remotely sexual, firearm, anything like that, guys. I'm not even going to answer even gear type related questions. So, because again, I'm streaming on all platforms right now, so I need to keep everything well within all the rules. And I'll go back and forth and see if we get questions in both streams. So again, this is kind of a little life hack for me as someone who streams and has multiple platforms. When I'm at my desk riding my bike like this, I can literally, I figured this out yesterday, we can do both. No, I don't see the need for Twitch also, unless Twitch is going to pay me a lot of money, right? Unless they're going to pay me a lot of money, then probably not, right? Unless they want to offer me a monetization contract, it's just too much. I have all these other platforms to deal with, and I don't want to try to build another third audience there. I'm already trying to get the Instagram to grow, which is slow enough. Because Instagram just doesn't make enough. I make $5 a month on Instagram. It's almost not worth having. Other than I do get clients through there. People will message me there who don't have a Facebook yet. So I've done some consultations because of it, but I just don't need another platform. It's too much, right? It's too much to deal with. So no, I definitely will not be doing doing that. So let me see if we can get some of this going a little better. All right. There we go. I can watch myself from my Facebook and see if anyone comes in there. But no, definitely not, dude. I just don't want to do Twitch because I don't know Twitch. I've never actually seen Twitch. I've only heard people talk about it as some streaming platform that I've never seen. It's just like TikTok. I just don't have space to do more. I already have a big Facebook page. I have a big YouTube, and I'm trying to grow Instagram a bit with it linked to my Facebook, but that's just been slow. So no, dude, I don't see myself doing that also. Because even now, like with this right now, I'm streaming both platforms at the same time. I'm streaming Facebook and YouTube. My Facebook streams have been really slow though for now, but I think they'll pick up. Once they give me that new contract, they said they're going to send to me that they're going to kick me over to the new program within the next 5 weeks. I got an official memo, an email on it. Plus I have my business account there. So really at that point, Facebook just becomes my main thing. But I can still do the double streaming like this. So I can do lives on YouTube while I'm doing those on Facebook on the ones inside when I'm on my bike. Right. But this is bonus cardio, guys. I've already done my 3 hours for the day. Well, oh, wait. Do you have a game plan, a strategy of how to do that? I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Like, you're like, why not prioritize it? How? What do you mean? I already post there every day. How do I prioritize it? It doesn't grow. It's like I average maybe one new follower per month there. I don't know. How do you grow Instagram? I have no clue. I know how to grow YouTube and Facebook. So I'm trying. But you can't do written posts there either like you can Facebook. Facebook's ability to put written posts on top of it with all the other stuff is what makes it so diverse. And they monetize everything. They have a program for everything. So with Facebook, you get paid for your videos, your shorts, your lives, your written posts, your pictures. They pay you for everything. Like, so, and they have business accounts there. So, they're really top dog because they monetize everything and give you every form of engagement. Unless they're dealing with Instagram, the whole threads thing. I don't know how they're doing that. But in the meantime, let's talk fitness, guys. We got people in here. Nobody's asking fitness-related questions. Don't have much going on there. I haven't got any questions yet. I don't get a lot of questions sometimes on the Facebook. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's more hit or miss. I haven't had any questions there yet. So ADB, and unless you know how to do that, then I don't have an answer for you. Unless you have a whole strategy guide for me. And I have no clue. But this is, like I said, this is bonus cardio. This one's just an extra. We've already hit all our cardio for the day. So I'm just trying to get a little extra in that I'd stream on both for a bit. Get a little bit more cardio. See if we can make it all happen. All right. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with today's cardio. Really happy. I've crossed 3 hours out walking. I got my breakfast in the Instapot now. But the streams, they've been really slow on the lives today. Like, they've been really good, even on YouTube throughout the week, the last few days. Hello says, looking good. Thank you. Hello. But today's just been a slow day for streaming. Maybe weekends people don't watch them as much. I've noticed that, which is interesting. Whereas I'm like my biggest ever Facebook stream I think I ever got was on a weekend. It's just so funny. Funny how that works. All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hello. Hopefully these streams pick up a little bit and we can get over into some fitness related topics. I don't have any questions on Facebook yet, just been YouTube so far. All right. So, all right. Got to tab through all my stuff to double check. I saw the recent video about gaining fat. Which one? Oh, yeah. 880. I don't have a time frame for the weight cut. So I originally started cutting and said I'd get to 200 and assess. As I got further into it at 211 now, 200 is not going to be lean enough. And I don't have a time frame, however long it takes. I'm doing it relatively quick. I've been dropping 2 pounds a week. I need to go under 200. And I think what I want to set as a cap, I've kind of said as I close in on 50, I need to stay under 200 pounds. Like, I'm a year and a half from turning 50. I think I need to just honestly stay under 200 pounds the rest of my life. How much calories do you think you're burning in your 3 hours of cardio? Over 1,000. I mean, and the scales largely reflected that, Nick. Definitely over 1,000. Hello says, I don't think gaining fat would be bad if the person is progressively overloading. Here's the question, hello. Do you want to keep the fat? You're like, I don't think gaining fat would be bad if a person's progressively overloading. But you're not gaining any more muscle because of the fat, is my point. So is it fat that you are gaining that you plan on keeping? Like, you're like, I want to be fatter. This is my goal to look fatter for the next 5 years. So if you're like, well, no, I'm just going to cut later. Okay, then it's a problem. It is bad because you're gaining fat for no benefit. You're not gaining fat that you want to have on your body and keep. Does that make sense? What my point with that is, you're not gaining more muscle because of the fat. The research is pretty clear on that. Bulking fast enough that you gain body fat does not cause more growth. So it's bad if you don't want the fat. Now, if you say, I feel like I would look better with another 10 pounds of fat, then it makes sense. But if you're doing it thinking it's going to make you gain more muscle more quickly and you're planning on dieting it off later, it's not good. Now, if you're contest lean, it makes sense because you can't walk around at 6% body fat, right? But if you're 14% body fat, you're just gaining fat for no reason. Well, hello, but that's my point. Let's go back over to that point. If your goal is to gain more fat, then it's not a problem. The problem is of what I'm bringing that up so that you understand the whole point. A lot of guys are doing it. The overwhelming majority of guys who bulk are bulking because they believe they have to gain fat to gain muscle, or that they're going to make better gains for it. And my point is, no, it's not contributing to your muscle growth. Does that make sense? But if you personally, your goal is to say, I would feel better and feel like I would look better and be better with 10 pounds or 20 pounds more fat on my body, then by all means, as long as you're not confusing it with the other, right? My point with that is to let people know that if they are literally gaining body fat because they think they're going to gain muscle faster, they're mistaken. You're not. Does that make sense? So I'm not knocking a person's goals. There are some people who are so skinny that they do want to gain some fat, or medically they might even need to, and that's okay. But you're talking the average guy, realistically, especially the average American male, keep in mind the overwhelming majority of my audience is America, or Americans, right? I think the average American male who's out here joining the gym really needs to be fatter. Probably not. I guess I've seen way too many people who have built their physique. Okay. Hello. That's an irrelevant argument. The best coaches will all point out that it's not necessary. The research shows it's not. I'm not telling you people haven't done it. What I'm telling you is it's adding extra steps that are not necessary. There's no actual evidence that shows that gaining body fat helps you gain muscle quicker. In fact, the evidence is the opposite. So you're then having to take time to cut it off later. So you're wasting muscle growth time with the cut. Does that make sense? And we're not talking contest bodybuilders. Most of you guys are not competing. Yeah, you can't stay contest lean. So yeah, if you're dieting down for a bodybuilding show and getting just shredded to the bone, sure. But is that what most of you guys are doing? Are you going to compete contest lean at a body fat that you can't sustain? Well, if you're not doing that, then what you said doesn't apply to you. Makes sense? But yeah, sure, if you diet down to 5% body fat, you can't stay there. So I get it. In that case, it makes sense. But a guy who never goes under 10, 11, 12% body fat, completely unnecessary. And at 15 to 20% body fat, you probably don't even have to gain body weight to maximize muscle growth. You could literally recomp. And then lean bulk when you get a little leaner with no fat gain. You could probably sit at 12, 13% body fat, maximize all your muscle growth without any fat gain for years, right? But again, you're confusing people dieting down contest lean. You're also confusing bodybuilders who are still really lean, and you're seeing their off season when they're using tons of nandrolone or Anadrol insulin, they're putting on 30 pounds of water weight. There still might be 11% body fat. They just look goofy from all the drug bloat. Does that also make sense? So let's not confuse those either. That guy still might be 11 or 12% body fat. But he's lost all of his cuts due to all the water weight from the really, really wet drugs, the insulin, all the other stuff, the really high salt diet, all the stuff he's doing with the bulk. So that's your context also. That same guy could be ripped in 3 weeks by normal people standards by just dropping the water again. I have no idea what you just wrote, D-Sedge. Do we have any comments on Facebook? We have no questions yet on Facebook. All right, I'll just let it run. At least it'll get views later. Yeah, this D-Sedge guy, I have no idea what you just wrote. What happened to you when you cut out the cardio? Well, I'm not going to cut all the cardio out, Scott. But here's the beauty of it. So, Scott, if I'm still eating fairly high calories and I'm creating a deficit with cardio, what happens when we cut the cardio out? We're now at maintenance, right? So let's just an example, Scott. Let's say I'm burning 4,000 calories total with the cardio added, and I'm burning about 1,000 calories of cardio, and then I'm eating 3,000. So if we cut the cardio, we're now just sitting at maintenance. So I don't even have to, worry about fat regain necessarily. hello. I just realized who you are. Okay, you're that guy again. Let's just get rid of you. I just recognized him as the same troll. I can't believe I fell for that. All right. Thank you. Matthias says, hey, coach. Hey, what's up, Matthias? We're just doing bonus cardio now, guys. We hit our targets already for the day walking before the bike. Right. This is coach. Oh, wow. I have D-Sedge. What are you talking about, dude? Doing good, coach. Glad to hear it, Matthias. Yeah, we just getting the extra cardio in. What's your most recent bench PR? I haven't had a PR in years. 365 for a 2-count pause. I did a couple years back. My best bench this year was only 335, but I held it for 2 seconds and flat back. That's where I'm at. I'm 48. I'll probably never bench more than 350. Especially if I cut down. Honestly, guys, if I go under 200 and my age closing in on 50, I don't expect to probably bench more than 340, 350 again the rest of my life. And I'm okay with that. You know, I figure I'm still benching anything over 315 as an old guy with a 6-pack later. That's totally fine. You're like, this old guy, he only benches 315 for a double now. Well, that's okay. Oh. Right Fire says, coach, what's up? I don't think about pigeon meat. Do people even eat pigeons? I don't think that's a thing. There's no pigeons where I live, so I wouldn't even know how you find a pigeon. Why don't you just eat chicken and steak like normal people? Maybe some turkey if you're really feeling spicy. Really going to go out there. I don't really care for different weird meats. I don't even like venison. I used to hunt deer and I used to give the meat away. I just ate one stuff like that. It's okay. I mean, fair. I don't think people around here don't really eat pigeons. And dove hunting I've eaten dove and quail that we've hunted. It's just so much work for so little meat. Quail's okay though. Yeah, maybe in France, but I've never been to France. I prefer to just stick with chicken and steak. You know, I'm perfectly content to do nothing but chicken and steak for my meat forever, rest of my life. Perfectly happy with that. Right? I know what I like. I don't need to branch out. We don't have to branch out beyond that. So there's no questions on Facebook. That one's going to be slow. But my Facebook does weird. I've had one the other day where I had like no engagements and then it got 1,200 views later. It's really weird. Really weird like that. Should you break hips and knees simultaneously when squatting? Yes. It should be one concurrent smooth movement. You can't negotiate with Facebook. Facebook just tells you, like, I contacted their business support about some of that. And they told me, you qualify, you're going to get this eventually. We just can't tell you when. Like your account, you're in good standing, everything's good. And you'll get it when you get it. And they sent me an email letting me know a rough time frame. It could be tomorrow, it could be in 5 weeks, but I'll have it within. And then I have the full everything at that point. I have like 8 out of the 9 of the old school ones, and then they're rotating to the new CM. I have it on my profile. It's not my page. Good thing I've been doing it right all these years. There you go. Yeah, it should be one fluid movement. You should just break at the hips and the knees concurrently and just sit back into your squat. Right? Very straightforward. But yeah, getting the bonus cardio in. We're getting the bonus in. Maybe this one will get some decent views. I don't know. Probably not. I don't even care. I'm in bonus cardio right now. It's 10 a.m. and we're already well past our 3 hours. I'll take that win. The non-training days are going to be like this a lot because I can get up at 5:20, 5:30 and just start walking because I don't have to lift. So the full body 3 times a week is going to be good. I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons of Dexter, but it's been a really, 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 really long time. Like it was before the show ended. I've only been watching like the Star Wars shows lately. That's what I've been going through a little bit at night. Andor Skeleton Crew. Andor is pretty good, actually. Right. Yeah. I don't like real life shows. You know, I prefer fantasy and sci-fi if I watch stuff. I'm not big on watching shows about that could really happen. Like, why would I want to watch stuff that could really happen? That's just like a waste of my fantasy engagement time, right? With bonus cardio, create more hunger. No, we just burn through more calories. What rep range you do for calves? I don't know. Right now, I did 12s this week roughly. I think 8 to 20 is good. Do you have a hype song? No, I don't. I don't have a hype song. I stay calm when I lift. But I mean, occasionally I'll pick something a little more aggressive, sometimes for a big squat or something occasionally. But if I do, it'll be something like, I think the last heavy squat I did throw on some motorhead. I think it was, what was that? All Hail the King, what's it called? King of Kings. All right. Listen to War. How about not? I don't just take new music suggestions. I kind of like what I like. I'm old. I go through and kind of find stuff I like. Ace of Spades is all right. Oh, I need to learn to play Ace of Spades on the guitar, though. You guys can see my Gibson Les Paul right there. The neck on it. All right. Slavs to the ground, best give slaves to the ground. I'm going to go to. All right. That's an all right song, actually. I remember it. I haven't heard it in a long time, but I do know the song. The best rep range is 10. Scott. All right. You got anything going on? No, there's been no questions on Facebook. All right. Well, we'll take that. Again, it's just bonus cardio. Drink this coffee down now. Man. Aim for 10 reps for muscle. I think 10 is perfectly reasonable for muscle growth. 10 to 12 on a lot of stuff. It's a nice solid rep range. You can't really go wrong with that unless it's creating too much fatigue for you on a squat or deadlift or something occasionally. All right. But you have lifting footage. What? Well, you could check his channel and see if he has lifting footage. Instead of asking him, you could just click on his channel and find out. Pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to do that. AD says, its motor unit recruitment is high. Our max effort single is good for growth. They're not efficient for growth. Can you grow from max singles? They can contribute to your training stimulus, but a true max, you're only going to do it once. See the problem? So your stimulus is going to be very low because you're only getting one rep at a time. Do they count as an effective rep? Yes. Problem is, even a good work set is going to normally have 4 or 5 effective reps. You see the problem with that logic? It counts as an effective rep towards your hypertrophy, yes. Back, it will count towards every muscle involved usually, right? Even you think of it as a secondary stuff, they're still going to have a true high muscle fiber recruitment rep. Problem is, you need more than 1 rep to grow. But would it count towards your total training stimulus? Yes. But heavy singles like that, above 90%, you'd have to do a lot of them. And you're going to be really fatigued from it. You're going to be beat up from it. So it's not efficient. But does it count towards your muscle growth? Yeah, hypothetically it does. But you're going to have to do, if you were to try to do them as a standalone, you're going to need like 10 or 15 singles to really get good growth. That's a lot. Right? That's a lot. So it's a little problematic in the application. In theory, yes, but in the actual application and practice, it's going to be tricky. It's just not the right tool for the job. Definitely not the right tool for the job. Some stuff popping up. We get any more? No Facebook questions. Few people watching. They're not engaging. So hopefully that answers your question, 880. For the people on Facebook watching in, I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook concurrently and then taking questions from both. And gets me footage, gets me content. All right, it gives us content. I don't know how much longer I want to do this, though. We're at like 3.5 hours of fasted cardio for the morning. We don't sweat it a lot. I just love the 6 to 10. Take your 6, get it to 10, add weight. It's not a bad approach, Matt. I am anti-tobacco, so no cigars. Why would you ask about cigars on a fitness channel? Right, fire. And you don't think that's a little bit strange? All right. No, Matt, doing the 6 to 10 and building your 6 rep sets up to 10 and then adding weight, that sort of double progression is actually very effective. I can't fault you for that approach at all. It works. It works very well. Fun from lifting is mixing up beverages, maybe. Well, cigars cause cancer also. It's horrible. You shouldn't be smoking stuff in general. Like, I'll just call it straight up. If you smoke anything, don't tell me you actually care about your health or fitness. I don't care if it's weed. I don't care if it's tobacco. You don't really care about your health and fitness. Because you could get everything you want from cannabinoids, from edibles, without inhaling anything. Just smoking after cardio. I don't know that it would be worse. It would be equal. It's not going to be objectively worse. It'd be the same. I don't know what my I don't know how much caffeine is in a pot of coffee, whatever that number is. I don't measure stuff like that. I don't really care, to be honest. It's not going to affect how much I drink to track it on the coffee. And I cut all my coffee. This is the latest I'll drink coffee. It's like right about now. Definitely don't want to be getting any caffeine past about 10-ish. All right. Maybe 11. You want to give yourself 8 hours before you sleep to cut out all caffeine. Usually a good idea. 6 is pushing it. Yeah, the lungs being more open is not going to matter. That's not going to matter at all. It's not going to have any difference. No, I don't like stuff like that. So right for asking me if I watch the Saw movies, I don't like things like that personally. Saw, Silence of the Lambs, not my thing. I don't care for that sort of stuff. Right. I'm going to cut this off, I think, in a half hour. So we got about a minute left. Unless we get something else going on. We got Facebook. No questions on Facebook. They've all been on YouTube. All right. Tobin Bell. I don't know who that is. Ratfire. Hey, Ratfire, do you actually work out, or do you just ask about cigars and horror? Like, this is a strength and fitness channel. You see that the name of the YouTube is Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness. Now, if you were on the Facebook, you might not know that, and that's okay. I got to wonder with some of the people who come through here, do you guys even lift? Do you even lift, bro? When they pretend to be a girl. My name is Sarah. Do you even lift, ho? Right? Come on now. Do you not know where you is? All right. I must not know where you is. All right. Yeah, it says I hate movies. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to see stuff like that. All right, guys, I think we're about to wind this down, though. I'm going to end it on Facebook. All right. So we ended Facebook. And the YouTube. So I love you guys and gals. I'll do plenty of these tomorrow. There'll be 3+ hours tomorrow. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.